It is commonly accepted that technology companies have irrevocably changed the world we live in. This is especially true in the finance industry, where fintech companies are successfully disrupting the status quo, forcing incumbent firms to evolve alongside these new challenges. While competition and technological innovation in any market is to be welcomed with open arms, our concern is that consumer-focused challenger firms have sought to completely reinvent what success looks like. Many of them are doing this through sky-high valuations based on perennially loss-making models. And this should be a concern to us all. Having millions of customers is undoubtedly valuable, but retaining them and realizing their value requires a viable and convincing product. Choosing investments based on fairytale forecasts has been a deviation that many have come to regret. A recent survey by PwC found that traditional finance players have cottoned onto the threat presented by nimble fintech competitors, with 48% of financial services organizations embedding fintech fully into their strategic operating model. While the threats to the established firms are real, investors have got burnt when well-known unicorns tapped public markets, as with funding circles' 75% collapse in valuation since its initial public offering, IPO, in September 2018. Other investors have balked at the inflated valuations of some of these firms, not being convinced of the sustainability of their success. As with WeWork's aborted stock market listing. In short, investors are starting to pose the question that we have long been asking: since when did making money become unfashionable? And for how long will these neverland valuations continue? The unicorn fantasyThe neobanks have done amazing things in the consumer and SME banking industry. Monzo and Revolut are prime examples, as two of the most innovative and exciting companies in the sector that have forced the great names in global finance to fight battles that they thought they had already won. Monzo's £2 billion recent valuation has doubled since the last round, despite the company reporting net losses year on year. Similarly, Revolut was valued at £1.7 billion during the last funding round, despite a surge in annual losses driven by substantial increases in cost of sales and user acquisition. While both offer slick operations, with popular products and even better branding, these fintechs are paying a disproportionately high price for user acquisition, which is affecting profitability. The story is largely the same across other unicorns, where unusual accounting practices, rampant cash burn, and poor governance are starting to rankle with investors after years of unquestioning fandom. Take Deliveroo, which has been trialing the contradictory concept of click and collect. This is something that you could generously term as self-def. For more on this story, visit the news article link.